Hello students, I am Dinesh Udupi. This is combined session 23 and 24 where we are going to study about autoimmune diseases. This is a continuation of immunology topic from Molecular Biology, Evolution and Ethology paper of 6th semester. What are autoimmune diseases? In the previous session, we discussed about the MHC complexes, major histocompatibility complex proteins that exist on the cells of our body. Class 1 MHC proteins are present in all cells of our body. And this system, the complex system, the major histocompatibility complex system, helps the immune cells of our body to identify other cells as the own body cells. Say for example, the liver cell of my body will be recognized as a host cell by my immune cells. My own B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes will not destroy my own liver cells because it is recognized. And if bacteria or if other cells enter from outside, they will be recognized as foreign bodies and foreign cells and they will be destroyed. So there is a recognition system in the body which will help us to protect against foreign body invasion and to protect against the destruction of our own body cells. But sometimes due to unknown reasons or due to some molecular and gene level causes, immune system of our body will start destroying own body tissues or organs, right? So this is a very dangerous condition where your own immune system cells are going to destroy your own body cells, your own body tissues or organs. So the conditions or the diseases which occur like this, they are called autoimmune disease because the immune system, it is called autoimmune because your own immune system is acting against your own body cells or your own body tissues. The immune system normally identifies the disease causing pathogens like bacteria, virus, etc. and toxins as foreign bodies. Then it shows either cell-mediated or humoral-mediated immune response to eliminate the foreign body. Sometimes the immune system falsely recognizes the own body cells and molecules as foreign antigens and starts destroying its own cells. Such condition will lead to some abnormalities, and these abnormalities are considered as autoimmune diseases. Here are the examples of some autoimmune diseases. Type 1 diabetes. You know, diabetes is a condition where the pancreas cells are not producing enough insulin. And one type of diabetes may be caused due to the autoimmune diseases where the pancreas cells, the beta cells which produce insulin, are destroyed by our own immune system. That is one example. Then we have rheumatoid arthritis. The immune system attacks the joints. This attack causes redness, warmth, soreness and stiffness in the joints. So it is associated with the endoskeleton system, the bone. Rheumatoid arthritis is another example of autoimmune disease. Then we have psoriasis. Skin cells normally grow and then shed when they are no longer needed. Psoriasis causes skin cells to multiply too quickly. The extra cells build up and form inflamed red patches, commonly with silver-white scales of plaque on the skin. So this is a condition where the skin cells are multiplying too quickly and in more number than they required. And those extra cells are going to cause patch-like appearance. So this is called psoriasis and it is an example of autoimmune disorder. Multiple sclerosis is another condition where the myelin sheath of the nerve cells are affected due to the immune response. And since the nerve cells are going to be affected here, it affects the nervous system and functioning associated with the nervous system. Then we have systemic lupus erythematosus, about which we'll study later. Another example is inflammatory bowel disease. Inflammatory bowel disease is a term used to describe conditions that cause inflammation in the lining of the intestinal wall. So it is going to cause inflammation in the intestinal wall. Addison's disease, which is one of the best example for autoimmune disease, affects the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands are targeted by the immune system here. Graves' disease attacks the thyroid gland, and that also leads to an autoimmune disease. So the adrenal gland and thyroid glands, when they are targeted by the immune system of the own body, they will cause Addison's and Graves' disease respectively. About three diseases, autoimmune diseases, we will study a little bit. Sedermid purpurea. Sedermid purpurea is one example of autoimmune disease. It is also called autoimmune hemolytic anemia, where antibodies against self-antigens on red blood cells trigger destruction of the cells, leading to anemia. Now, this is a condition where RBCs are targeted by the immune cells. Since red blood cells are destroyed in large number, the person is going to suffer from anemia. So Sedermid purpurea is a condition where the red blood cells of the persons are targeted by the own immune system cells, leading to the anemia condition. Then we have systemic lupus erythematosus. In short, it is called SLE. It is also known simply as lupus. It is an autoimmune disease in which the body's immune system mistakenly attacks healthy tissue in many parts of the body. Symptoms vary between people and may be mild to severe. So from person to person, the symptoms differ. Common symptoms include painful and swollen joints, fever, chest pain, hair loss, mouth ulcers, swollen lymph nodes, feeling tired, and red rash, which is most commonly on the face. Remember, these symptoms are most of the time misleading. Suppose you just think of the swollen joints, fever, chest pain, hair loss. These symptoms may be associated with some other disease also. So it may lead to some confusions, but systemic lupus erythematosus or lupus in general is symptomized by these particular conditions. Often there are periods of illness called flares and periods of remission when there are few symptoms. Next one is rheumatoid arthritis. This rheumatoid arthritis, it is associated with the bone. It is a long-term autoimmune disorder that primarily affects joints. It typically results in warm, swollen, and painful joints. Pain and stiffness often worsen following rest. So the person who develops this rheumatoid arthritis condition, imagine he is resting, he is sitting on a chair or he is sleeping on a bed. Normally, he's not going to feel pain. But when he tries to stand up, then there will be a pain in the joints. It becomes very difficult. They will be having difficulty in standing because of the pain in the joints. Most commonly, the wrist and hands are involved. So the wrist region and the hands are involved in the arthritis, with the same joints typically involved on both sides of the body. The disease may also affect other parts of the body, like the joints. In many parts of our body we have joints. In all those joints, it may start showing symptoms. Often symptoms come on gradually over weeks or months. It doesn't develop suddenly. Slowly it starts, and the symptoms get aggravated over weeks or months. That's about the rheumatoid arthritis. In this particular session, we studied about the diseases which are caused by our own body's immune system, immune cells responding to or destroying our own body cells. They are called autoimmune diseases. That completes the study of autoimmune diseases in particular. And this is the last session of immunology topic. So I think uh, with all the previous sessions, in all the previous sessions, we understood what is immune system, what are the different cells of immune system, how the immune system works, and what are the different theories or principles behind this immune system, etc. That's about the immunology. That completes the study of immunology topic. Thank you.